Yeah, at the end of the day, I think it's the people who remain positive. I think people who take action and people who actually implement and, like you said, adapt to the environment are going to be the businesses and the people who stick around for the long term. We could sit around and say, this sucks. There's nothing can happen, and listen to the media and all that kind of stuff. But you're just kind of surrounding yourself with that negativity and letting yourself be influenced by others. The approach we take is always, man, keep it positive and provide solutions, no matter how creative those solutions are. So those marketing, the listing walkthrough videos, we've done some of those like Matterport 3D scans of listings. I constantly do FaceTime tours with potential buyer clients, both in-state and people who are maybe even just here in town, but didn't have a chance or a time to go to the property. So there's just different tools and things that you can do to implement and actually stay effective in what you do day to day, and especially as we go into this COVID, coronavirus stuff, and we just got our hunker down status kind of extended again. There's so many tools and options out there to use to be able to stay effective in today's markets.
Welcome to the Agent Film School Show, where we sit down with rockstar agents, go over tips and tricks for their success, some of their mistakes, and ultimately what they're doing now to get that next level. Welcome, Matthew, to the show.
Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate you having me.
Awesome. So how are you doing today?
Doing well. Yeah, definitely blessed. Like we were talking before, real estate's still essential, so we're still able to work.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear. Sweet. So I was doing a little bit of research on your profile, came across just Instagram. One of the things right in your bio is top producing agent. So tell me a little bit about your business, where you guys are at right now, and then we'll dive into kind of how you got to that point.
Yeah, so we are one of the top producing teams here at Remax Dynamic here in the Anchorage area. I got me, my wife's full-time marketing. We got a couple agents on board and full-time transaction coordinator as well. And just trying to grow it and expand it as much as possible.
Perfect. So tell me about that point in life where you made this shift towards real estate. Was it always something you imagined going to? What was that journey like?
Yeah, so I actually had, real estate kind of in the background growing up. My parents actually flipped a couple of homes. We'd move in, fix it up, flip them. Took a little bit longer than the normal flip, but, that was my first taste of real estate. After that, growing up, I didn't actually have any business mindset to me at the time. I went straight into being a wildland firefighter. So I was actually working out of Palmer on a hot shot crew. Spent about 8 years doing that, traveling all over Alaska, Canada, lower 48, wherever the fires were, that's where they sent us. I hear about these big fires down in Kenai and out in Big Lake in the recent years. That's the type of stuff that we did. So, grew up through that and was able to expand and learn a lot, both on the operational side, organizational side, how to manage people, how to run crews, how to actually, implement action plans and execute on something. So we're working towards one mission. Kind of took all of that kind of stuff and the work ethic behind that. And once I made that transition into real estate and the business side of the world, I was able to just kind of implement everything I learned and put it into the business world. And because of that and the background that I had, I was able to actually grow out something pretty awesome. And a lot quicker than I've seen others do. And I don't say that in a negative light as well. I just, that's my past experience and was able to adapt pretty well.
Yeah, that's awesome that your background before real estate served you into this new career. Yeah. And so I'm sure it wasn't all just beautiful sunshine and rainbows, though. Where were a couple of maybe struggles or just kind of hard points in growing the business when you were first starting out?
Yeah, I think a couple things in regards to that. First is distractions. Coming into from a different world into the business world, everything looks new, everything looks shiny. You're not sure, hey, who do I listen to? Do I, who do I take on as a mentor? What systems can I apply? And then there's always a whole slew, especially with real estate. Hey, choose our CRM, choose our website, choose this. There's so many different, sales approaches that service companies try to latch on to you, so you're not sure which to go with and what not. So we wasted a little bit of time with trying to kind of get all the shiny objects and put in place rather than just putting the work in. So I'd say, distractions are a huge part of the growing pains in real estate.
Perfect. And then what would be a couple pointers to what people should be focusing on kind of right out the gate?
Everyone's gonna, operate their business a little bit differently. But at the end of the day, just narrow it down to what produces. And if you're focused on production, especially in a sales environment, in a sales position, focus on the actions that produce the most for you, and then just repeat those actions over and over and over. And so, for us, it's prospecting, it's making those calls, it's getting in front of clients and stuff like that. And everyone has their different prospecting strategies and stuff. And, you'll have people be like, cold call everything. You'll have people that say, no, I'm never going to do that. I mean, you've probably heard it starting your own business here, but just doing whatever produces the most for you and getting better and better and better at it.
Perfect. Yeah, great answer. And so in terms of once you get the ball rolling and are looking at scaling and doing more transactions, I was looking, you guys look like you really got your marketing in place solid. So can you tell me a little bit about the marketing strategy and what have been a couple kind of cool strategies that have worked and helped you guys grow?
Yeah, I have to give all that credit to Alicia, my wife. She does all the marketing for us. So any like client facing, any business facing, anything exterior facing, Alicia had a hand in that, has created that or designed it. So, I'm really, really blessed to have a wife who's on board, who's helps us with the marketing, kind of has an eye in for that and the mindset for it as well. So, what we do is we want to be known as the best company here in terms of our marketing. We want to be able to have that professional, polished look to it, everything that we do. Everything may not hit that target, but we work to make everything better and better over time. And so we want to also be known across all platforms. So that's all of the social medias. That's, online, that's print media too. We just want to have that good name for ourselves through the marketing, because that's how, listings get sold. So, that's kind of our strategy, is to market anywhere and everywhere that we possibly can and do it in the best light possible.
Awesome. Yeah, great answer. And so in terms of video, I've come across a couple cool listing videos you guys have done. Why did you guys feel the need to incorporate video into your guys' marketing strategy?
Good question. And well, as video is where it's at. That's where everyone's moving to, especially in times like right now where everyone's sitting at home, and giving them the ability to just literally walk through a property without even leaving their couch is huge. Photos, you can critique, you can edit, you can change, you can make something look like something else, but those videos is going to show you all the nooks and crannies of that house, and be able to show you the flow of the house, how things, flow from room to room to room. And it just gives you a different outlook on that and allows a buyer to really kind of analyze the home and see if it works for them. So that's why we do it. It's just a better service to provide. And at the end of the day, like I said, everything's moving to video. So it gives us a chance to kind of stay ahead of the curve and take advantage of that market share, if you will, that people aren't using, is leaving on the table.
Yeah, great answer. I love that. Let's see what we got next up on our questions. So more in terms of your own journey throughout this, what has been a mistake, something that you probably learned from it, but what has been something that, if you could go back in time or save someone else from making, what would that be?
Again, I just have to go back to distractions and consistency. When I look back, and we keep stats on everything in our business, I can tell you down to the day how many calls I made, how many appointments we set, how many deals we have pending and going on, and listings. And so we keep tracks of everything so we can actually see trends over time. And what that does is allows me to actually see, week over week, month to month, quarter to quarter, and so on. And what I can tell is that when I look back at timelines when I know I was kind of focused on something else, or implementing a new system, implementing, something else, or something was pulling my attention away from producing, I didn't have as high of numbers or stats as I did when I was really just on top of it, involved, and, just surrounding myself with that production. So I just say consistency, and that could be a new business opportunity. You know, consistency and distractions don't always have to be bad things, just something that takes your time and energy. So Alicia and I, we were toying with the idea of maybe launching a media company, a marketing company a little while back. And that took a lot of my time and energy away from the real estate production, and my production suffered, you know, so we put that on pause. And so something like that is a perfect example of that.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, that's well said. And so opposite from that, you told us our biggest mistake, which was awesome lesson, just stay focused, focus on what's producing, is great advice. I guess on the opposite end, what's one thing maybe besides the focus aspect, what's another tip or trick that's kind of been consistent that's helped you along this journey?
I think just sticking at it, and I guess that does come back to focus and consistency. But, you know, we see so many people who want to make that quick dollar. So many people who, you know, see someone who's been in the business for 3, 5, 7, 10 years and doing well for themselves. And, you know, people compare themselves to that right when they get in the industry, and they're just like, man, you know, I'm not doing as much as them, or I'm not on that top producers list, or this and that, you know, but they're not putting themselves in their shoes and saying, hey, they've done the same action time over time over time, and they got the time in service, time on task. So, you know, that's just another thing. And I know it falls pretty close to what we're talking about already, but that's just one thing I always hammer into our agents, into the people around us, and what we're doing as a team.
Perfect, perfect. Well said. And so you mentioned it. We were talking a little bit before the show, and I asked you how business was doing, and you said it's kind of even busier than ever. And so with COVID-19 and all the craziness and all the news that's coming out, how has that affected your business, and what are you guys doing to kind of adapt to this new industry? Maybe even some predictions to how you think this will play out, you know, into the next 6 to 12 months.
Yeah, you know, at the end of the day, I think it's the people who remain positive. I think people who take action and people who actually implement and, like you said, adapt to the environment are going to be the businesses and the people who stick around for the long term. You know, we could sit around and say, you know, this sucks. You know, there's nothing can happen, and listen to the media and all that kind of stuff. But you're just kind of surrounding yourself with that negativity and you know, letting yourself be influenced by others. The approach we take is always, man, keep it positive and provide solutions, no matter how creative those solutions are. So those marketing, the listing walkthrough videos, we've done some of those like Matterport 3D scans of listings. You know, I constantly do FaceTime tours with potential buyer clients, both in-state and people who are maybe even just here in town, but didn't have a chance or a time to go to the property. So there's just different tools and things that you can do to implement and actually stay effective in what you do day to day. You know, and especially as we go into this COVID, you know, coronavirus stuff, and we just got our hunker down status kind of extended again. There's so many tools and options out there to use to be able to stay effective in today's markets.
Awesome. Yeah, that was a perfect answer. Sweet. So just to wrap up, you gave a lot of awesome, valuable tips and tricks. So if someone comes across this video, whether they want to work for you or potentially join your real estate team, just kind of plug yourself, tell them where they can reach out and find you guys.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah, you can find us on Instagram. The Matthew Lindsay is my personal account, or Precision Home Group is the team account. You can follow either one, send us a direct message there. I'm on Facebook all over the place. Again, Matthew Lindsay or Precision Home Group. And you can find us online at precisionhomegroup.com. There is a careers a tab in there. So if you are looking to get into real estate, or maybe you're already in real estate, just want to see kind of what a team offers and how you can grow and expand and team up with the right people, we'd love to talk to you about joining the team as well.
Perfect. Well, thank you again for your time today in the show. You spread a lot of valuable knowledge that I know a lot of other agents are going to be able to listen to and kind of get some reassurance that now's the time to take action rather than sitting down and watching Netflix. So I appreciate your time today.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, man.
Awesome. End the show.